All right. Hello, and welcome to Friday Night Meditation and Philosophy with Agni James. I am Agni James, of course, because that's my name. And this is Philosophy and Meditation because that's what I do. I enjoy philosophy and I enjoy teaching people how to meditate. So, those of you who are not familiar with philosophy, first of all, how is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing? Is everyone doing all right today? I want to see. I got a new chat function, and I want to see if it pops up on the screen. Hello. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, it's good to see everyone. And so, oh hey, P. Barrow, I saw you today. It's good to see you again. Yes, yes. Hopefully the circumstances are a little bit more positive now. Um, and JT Farms, hello as always. It's great to see you again. Yeah. Pat. Oh, and see Wuchich. I can never pronounce your name correctly. I'm gonna have to work on that. It's Wuchich, right? I don't know, something like that, right? JT Farms in Sea Wuchich, I don't know if you are aware, but today was my grandmother's funeral, actually. And I was there, and P. Barrow was also there, and it was a pretty sad day, obviously, right? You know, it's some cultures are better at celebrating and rejoicing, you know, and thinking about all the good things that an individual, a family member, a friend, you know, all the good times they had in their life, and they're good at celebrating their death. Not so much in Western culture, you know. We tend to just kind of walk around with scowls on our faces and, you know, just mourn in solitude or cry and hug the person next to us. So that's kind of our tactic. But she was 95. I mean, the end of the day, it's like, you know, how long do you want to live? Do you want to live to 150 if your quality of life is garbage? The end of her life, she was just basically confined to a chair. She had dementia and Alzheimer's and all that, and it was just she didn't have a great existence. So, anyways, that got me thinking a lot. Because the last few years when I saw her, she just didn't really seem like she was very happy. So hopefully she's out of all that pain and you know, can be in a better place now. Now, this is actually kind of going to spur the discussion for today before we do the meditation. So there's a lot of different things to believe when someone dies, right? There's, you know, the religious component, and that ties in with with philosophy and spirituality in general. And then there's also, you know, the atheistic scientific standpoint as well. You know, we have no proof. You know, where does this energy go? You know, we can't quantify anything. Therefore, when someone dies, they just cease to exist. And yet, more than, you know, the vast majority of the world does believe that when someone dies, they transcend into some alternate realm, some kind of heaven or whatever it might be. And that makes me think a lot about Pascal. Pascal was a famous mathematician, and you might have heard of Pascal's wager at some point in your lives. I'm not sure if you have or not, but I'll just explain that a little bit, and then we'll get into the meditation. So Pascal was this famous mathematician who was doing all sorts of groundbreaking work, and he had a peak experience. He had an experience where he felt that he was communed with God, basically, and it was this, you know, completely groundbreaking experience for him, and it changed the way he viewed life entirely. In fact, he wrote down everything that he had experienced when he had that transcendental experience, and then he kept that in his pocket for the remainder of his life. He didn't want to forget. He did not want to forget that experience that he had. So he kept it with him at all times to help reinstill his faith, to help him keep his faith. But anyways, Pascal argued that Okay, well, first of all, Pascal was a Christian, and he was mostly exposed to the Christian theology. He didn't really know of Eastern philosophy and any of that stuff. But so when he argued from the Christian standpoint. He said, look, we can live our lives believing there's a God, and then if we do so, we can, do the things that God would want us to do, right? Like Ten Commandments type stuff. Don't go out killing people. Don't be an asshole, right? Be a decent human being. All that stuff. And if you do satisfy those criteria, and there is a God, then when you die, you're going to go to heaven, and you're going to spend all of eternity in a state of perfect bliss, right? That's the Christian theme, right? And then on the flip side of the coin, yeah, he also said, well, or you could kind of live a debaucherous life, and maybe just murder a bunch of people and cheat on your wife and yada yada, to commit all sorts of sins, right? And if you did that, then if there is a God, when you die, you would burn for eternity. Now, he looked at it from a cost-benefit analysis standpoint, and Pascal said, hey, wait a minute. So you're telling me, we're only on Earth a little while, maybe 100 years at the most. But if I just follow a few rules, I have the potential to spend the entire eternity of all eternity in a state of perfect bliss and joy and love. Or I could, mess around in these 100 years and, commit a lot of sins and do debaucherous behaviors or whatever, murder a bunch of people. And then I could, and then I would definitely burn for eternity, right? He said because of that, it doesn't seem much like it makes much sense to live a life in which you're not inspired to live authentically and kind and in a kind way to the people around you and stuff like that, right? He said it just doesn't. If you look at the scales, right? The scales, you have the one scale here. It's like, oh, for eternity, I'm going to live this perfect, beautiful existence, and then the other scale is like, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here, maybe in this world, but then I'm going to burn forever, right? So he said it just makes more sense to live, a God-centered life. And that's Pascal's wager. I don't know. It's just something to think about. It's kind of interesting. There's there's been a lot of criticism, and a lot of philosophers have argued, back and said, well, wait a minute, what if you don't burn for eternity, right? And this, because this is all contingent on whether there is a God, right? But I don't want to be too long-winded here, so let's kind of just use that as a starting point, and let's go into a meditation. And I'm grateful to be here with each and every one of you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. So take a slow, deep inhale in through your nose, gently raising your belly, and a slow, deep exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. And a slow, deep inhale through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And a slow, deep exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. When babies breathe, they breathe from their belly. That's the most efficient way to breathe, and that's the goal of our breath count during the meditation. We want to raise our belly and suck in all the oxygen there initially, and then up into our lungs afterwards, and then exhale, lowering the belly and releasing all the air we have inhaled. So breathe in through your nose and visualize positive chi energy flowing into your body, healing and nourishing every cell in your body. And exhale through your mouth, releasing all that does not serve you. Inhale through your nose, breathing in love and light, having it permeate your entire being. And exhale through your mouth, releasing all that does not serve you. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your belly, and exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. When distracting thoughts enter your mind, like I'm sure they surely do, they'll just keep popping in, right? You just clear them out. You release them, and you still your mind. And the goal is just to do it for a split second. Be determined, be vigilant. Say, hey, for one split second, I'm going to release all the thoughts in my mind and think of nothing. I'm just going to exist. Meditation holds that that state of just pure existence is our natural state. The state where we have tons of thoughts racing through our minds, thoughts about our relationships with people, thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future, planning thoughts, oh, I got to go get a car wash, I got to get an oil change, I have to clean the house, I have to make dinner. All those thoughts are ego thoughts. They're not necessary for when you're in a meditative state. We want to release all those thoughts and stay true to our breathing. We want a nice regular breath count that works for you. And we want to keep our mind focused and disciplined on not allowing external thoughts or any kind of thoughts to pop in. So breathe in through your nose, gently raising your belly, breathing in love and light, and exhale through your mouth, releasing all thoughts from your mind. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen, and exhale through your mouth, releasing all that does not serve you. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your belly, and exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. The goal of meditation is to find a nice, comfortable, and regular breath count and become one with the breath. just like anything in the world, you can improve in any area in which you give constant effort and devotion. If you spend your time playing basketball, you're going to get better at basketball and you'll have physical results to show from it. Same thing with cooking. If you spend your time learning how to cook really well, you'll be able to prepare beautiful meals. Now, those are both external effects of increasing your skill, your aptitude in cooking and basketball. You get better at basketball, you get better at cooking. People can see you play better, you win more games. If you're cooking, you produce better meals, healthier food, more nourishing, more tasty food. With meditation, when you increase your skill in meditation, there is not an external thing that people notice, except that you're more peaceful. Meditation is an internal art. So instead of going out into the world and doing something and trying to improve, you are going into the internal world and doing something and trying to improve. And what you're doing is of the utmost importance and has the utmost value because you're learning how to be peaceful. And the thing about being able to be peaceful is that you can then take that peace, you can take that knowledge, that understanding of how to regain your peace in a stressful situation, and you can use it when you're in the external world and when things are stressful. That's the goal of meditation. So you work inward, you look inward, and you work on your inward self to try to improve your ability to maintain peace. And that's primarily done through focusing on your breath and stilling your mind. And then when you're out at work and your boss is screaming at you, or you're woken up because your kids are screaming, or something tragic happens in your life, you can use all the mindfulness and all the benefits that you've learned from meditation. You can use those to calm yourself in daily situations. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm teaching. And I think it's the most important lesson that we can learn as human beings. Because if we can go out into the world in crazy, stressful situations and act in a perfectly peaceful, rational, logical fashion, then everything is going to be so much better. Not just for us who have the peace, but for the people we interact with who are losing their heads. People are freaking out, and there's a fire or whatever, and you're just casually, rationally assessing the situation and calling for help, and figuring out how you're going to maximally help the situation and help people. And that's what we're doing. We're going in to awaken the oneness within us and reestablish our connection with the divine, such that we can go out into the external world and use that methodology. We can use those principles to deal with all of life's intricacies. So take one slow, final, deep inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, releasing your belly. And gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of the day. Namaste. How was that? Did any of you experience any peace at all from that? I really hope you did. Um, yeah, I love teaching out here, and I'm grateful to be here and to share this experience with you. So thank you so much for your time. Oh, thanks, Joy. Yeah, thanks, JT Farms. I really I appreciate your feedback. It's always good to get feedback when I'm doing these meditations. So thank you. Okay. By the way, you might notice. Oh, thank you. You might notice I have a new logo up here. My good friend Arthur created this the new Evolve Yourself logo. I think it looks stellar. I think it's a lot better than the previous one we had. And also, if you notice, your chat pops up on the screen as well. So that's another improvement. And then from now on, whoever the most recent follower will be displayed in that bottom left corner of the screen. I'm going to gradually, improve the site and keep working on it and making it better for everyone. And eventually, I'm only 9 followers away from actually this becoming a Twitch affiliate, and then a more legitimate Twitch partner. So that will be really cool. So thank you all again for your support. Let's see who we're going to raid today. Let's see. It's going to be Check Meow. That's pretty funny. She's the last one to follow me, and she's getting the raid. She's cool. She's got sound bowls and cats and all sorts of stuff, and she's just a wonderful person. So give her a warm welcome when you get there, and I'm grateful that you all were here with me today. So thank you again so much. Namaste.